Hello and welcome. Hope everyone's doing well. My name is Mina, and today we're going to move through a practice for seasonal affective disorder or any sort of mild depressive mood. So, in the winter month, when the sun rays are getting rarer and rarer, we really feel a lack of prana or life force energy that the sun is normally providing. As you know, through photosynthesis, it's really the sunlight that is creating life in the plants and that sustains us. So it's no wonder that we feel a little bit down, and our thoughts can go towards the negative when we don't have this vitality within us. So in today's practice, we're going to focus on the area of the solar plexus, or in the yogic esoteric anatomy, that would be the area of our third chakra. And the third chakra is governed by the element of fire. And then through the senses, it's the sense of seeing or sight. And sight obviously requires light. So by stimulating this area a little bit, breathing into it, we're going to work towards creating this sunlight within ourselves so that we have more vitality, and so that also our mood and our thoughts and our emotions can be a little bit more uplifted. Good. So we're going to start seated. I have a chair just in case. You might also want to use blocks and later forward folds. And I'm sitting on a folded blanket so that I can really sit, feel grounded, have my knees slightly lower than my hips, so that my spine can just be upright and light. I'm going to start seated here for a moment. You can bring your hands onto your thighs. If sitting cross-legged for any reasons is uncomfortable, you can kneel, sit on a chair, make yourself at home. And then as you arrive here, just feeling the contact between the ground and yourself. And just checking in how you are in this moment. Maybe your thoughts are still fleeting. No problem. Just slowly bringing the awareness towards sensations within your body and to the sensations of the breath. Checking in if the breath is already flowing in and out through your nostrils. If not, and if that's possible, I invite you to breathe through the nose. And as you breathe in and out through your nose, observing where the breath is going today, more towards the belly, more towards the chest. Perhaps you just feel the breath underneath your nostrils, your upper lip. And then gently inviting the breath to slow down. Feeling like with every inhale there's a wave coming towards you. With every exhale, the wave is moving away from you. Good. And to begin with, I invite you to bring your awareness to the belly. If you like to touch your belly, to have physical feedback, you can do that. And feeling the belly inflate with an inhale. And the belly move back down with the exhale. Allowing the belly to soften, we often move around with the belly quite strict and pulled in. But we really need the softness in the belly at chosen times in our lives to allow for circulation also in the lower belly and the vitality within our organs. Every inhale, expanding the belly like a little balloon. And with the exhale, gently pulling the space underneath the belly button towards the spine. Good. One more breath here. Ebbing and flowing. Good, and then you can bring your hands onto the lower ribs. So we can breathe a little bit higher up. And making sure that shoulders are relaxed, the elbows are just there to support the fingers touching the lower ribs. And now as we inhale and exhale, we're feeling a gentle movement of the ribs. Inhaling, feeling the ribs expanding to the front, but also to the side and the back. And as you exhale, your hands are gently moving closer to one another. Movement might be really small at first. But then as you start to feel the support from the lower belly, you can maybe direct your breath a little bit more in towards the ribs. And feeling your torso like a barrel that's expanding in all directions. Good. And when we think of solar plexus or the third chakra, we tend to think of it more as the front of our body, but obviously it's the center of our body in the area just in front of the spine. So expanding from the center of this area, just in front of the spine, to the front, to the side, to the back. And as you exhale, feeling all walls of the torso moving in towards the center. Good, last breath here. Wonderful. And then just releasing your hands onto the thighs for a moment. Observing the breath. And perhaps you already feel like there's a little bit more space in your torso. And breathing a little bit deeper and slowly can increase your vitality a lot. Nice. So then let's gently open the eyes. We'll do one more breathing. It's a very, very slow Kapalabhati or breath of fire. And for demonstration, I can bring one hand onto the belly. If you're familiar with the breath, you can leave both hands on the thighs. And we are going to inhale naturally through both nostrils. And exhale a little bit more forcefully by pulling the lower belly in, also through the nose. So the inhale happens kind of naturally, automatically as the belly plops out. We just practice that. And as we exhale a little bit more forcefully, we're going to bring the lower belly in. Good. I'm just going to demo for a moment. So and the rest of the body stays relatively still. You can gaze down or close your eyes. And the tempo is going to be quite slow for today. So nothing too fast, no hyperventilating or anything. Just a sense that you're pumping the belly, creating some warmth in the belly so that we can start to shine our light a little bit more. So when you're ready, you can join me by breathing in, exhaling easily. Good, and then we inhale to begin. And then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then you can release your hands. Continue your breathing naturally. And just observing, you might feel a little bit dizzy. There's definitely more oxygen within your body. Good, and we're gonna go for one more round. I'll stick to that pace. If you wanna speed it up, you're free to do so. And if that alone was a little bit too much, you feel lightheaded, you can go back to a natural belly breathing like we started the class. Good. So when you're ready, inhaling, exhaling completely, and then inhaling to begin. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then releasing your hand, returning to your natural breath. Just observing. There's a sense of lightness, expansion. Good. And then let's open the eyes again. Wonderful. And let's start linking breath and movement. Inhale to reach your arms out and up. Good. And exhale, pressing the hands into one another. Beautiful. Inhaling, spreading the fingers, taking up a little bit more space. And as you exhale, pressing the hands into one another, feeling the middle, feeling your center. One more time. Expanding and exhaling, moving towards the middle. Good. Let's inhale, reach the arms out and up. This time we're going to take a gentle twist to the left. We're going to keep on moving. Inhale, reach both arms up. Back to center. And exhale, twisting to the other side from the middle. So not really using the hands, just our core. Inhale, center. And exhale, pulling the solar plexus towards the spine to initiate the twist. Inhale, center. Doesn't have to be deep yet. And exhale, twisting to the other side. One more time. Inhale, center. And exhale, twist. This time we're going to stay there for just a moment. Right hand onto the outer thigh, left fingertips behind you for support. Good. Inhaling, lengthen the spine. And exhaling, twisting one more time, feeling the warmth and the contraction within the center of the body. Good. Leave the right hand there. We're going to inhale, reach the left fingertips up and over to come a little bit more into a side bend. Good. Creating a length here, both sit bones grounded. Good. If the arm above your head is a little bit too much, you can always bring your hand onto the hip. Let's take one more deep breath in here. Excuse me. Creating space. Good. And then the top hand can come down to the right knee. Good. And we're going to switch sides. Threading the arm out and then reaching up and over. Good for creating space on the right side of the body. Let's swim a few more times. Right hand comes down to the knee. Good. And then slowly left fingertips come up and over. Inhale. Exhale. Top hand onto the knee. Inhale. Right arm up and over. Create space. Both sit bones grounded. Exhale. Top hand comes down to left knee. One more round. Inhale. Exhale. It can be really round here. Inhale. Exhale. Let's go one more because it feels so good. Inhale. Exhale. Good. This time, inhale. Reach the right fingertips up. Side bend. Good. And we're going to come back into the more upright twist on this side. Right fingertips behind you. Left hand for a little bit of leverage, pressing onto the right thigh. Good. Let's take one more breath in here. Exhale, pulling belly button to spine, starting to feel the heat, creating that stability through the core of the body. Good. And then let's slowly reach both arms up, making both side bodies long. Wonderful. And then exhale. Hands back down to thighs. And we'll roll over our knees to come onto hands and knees. You can always place a little blanket under the knees. Knees feel sensitive. Good. And I'm going to also take my socks off. Good. And I like to take my time arriving on hands and knees because it's a very different position from the one we were just on. Our torso is now parallel to the floor, spreading the fingers, bringing the knees underneath the hips. Good. And then we'll take a few cat-cow to warm up the spine. Inhale, open the heart. And with the exhale, rounding. Good. If you like, you can add your toes. Inhale, tucking the toes under as you open the heart. And exhale, untucking the toes, pressing the backs of the feet into the ground. Inhale, tuck toes under, open the heart. Exhale, back of the feet pressing into the ground. One more round. Moving our feet is also really vital for our vitality. Good. You can continue just like this, or you can inhale, tuck toes under. Keep the toes tucked under as you exhale round, and just for a moment lifting the knees. Inhale, release knees down, warming up the center of the body even more. And exhale, press so much into the ground at your belly, and then your knees lift. Inhale, slowly both knees down at the same time, open heart. Exhale, round, and lift the knees just a tiny bit. Last round, inhale, knees ground, open the heart. Good, and then exhale, round, and this time maybe just stay here for one breath, rounding the spine, pressing the index finger ball mount into the ground. One more breath into the kidneys, round. And then as you exhale, ground your knees. And I'm going to move into a child's pose for a moment. Your knees can be wide, your knees can be together. And if this is uncomfortable for your knees, you can also be more in a puppy pose. Good. I'm going to stack my fists so that my head isn't down too far. Now let's breathe into the back of the body here for a moment. We were saying the solar plexus and our third chakra, this area of light and heat, sense of self, sense of presence and will, really. Not just in the front of the body, but really in the center of the body. So let's breathe into the back a little bit so we can explore the backside of this area or this chakra. What we call solar plexus is made out of many tiny plexi or nerve bundles. And in this area we have the hepatic plexus, so the liver, the pancreas, the kidneys, the stomach. So all these vital organs and the nerves that supply these vital organs. So let's breathe into the back area, our upper back, middle to upper back, and massage that area with our breath. So as you inhale, this area expands, and as you exhale, this area deflates a little bit. Again, just simply bringing movement into the body through the breath. The breath itself is a dance. Good. Last deep breath here. Supplying our body with oxygen, with life force energy. Good. You could stay here forever, maybe. But let's come back onto our hands and knees. Good. And from here, we're going to go into a bird dog series. We'll start by kicking the right foot back. You can stay here. You have many, many options. And wherever you are, I invite you to keep some sort of fullness in the kidney so that you don't collapse here. Good. And like strength also through the front. Nice. You can stay here. You can lift the thigh. And option 3 is to reach the fingertips, left fingertips forward. Good. And just finding your balance here for a moment. Feeling the sense of lengthening from the heel to the fingertips. And just as much as you're feeling the length, you're pulling into the center. Feeling your core strong. The stability within the pose, the balance. And your breath. Good, let's take one more breath in. And as you exhale, again, release, left hand down, right knee down. Good. Let's move on to the other side. Left foot kicks back. Again, you can stay here feeling that fullness in the area of the kidneys, hands pressing into the ground. You can stay here again, or you can lift the left foot. Or you can add your right fingertips in an extended position here to full bird dog. Good. And then again, finding that balance between the length and centering, pulling in the stability and the center of your body. Maybe feel a little bit warmer. Good. And then inhale and exhale. Right hand, left knee goes down. Good. Let's just circle the hips for a moment to release the shoulders, release the hips. In one direction and then the other. Good. Wonderful. We will repeat, and you can stay at any stage that we just went into. Foot down, foot lifted. Oops, left fingertips. Can also come onto your fingertips here. You can stay static here or bring a little bit of movement in. Inhale here. Exhale, reaching knee and elbow towards one another to round. Feel the core kind of squeeze into the center. Inhale, reach out. Exhale, round, elbow and knee towards one another. 2 more. Inhale, expand. Exhale, curl into center. Spread the space in the back of your body. Last time, inhale. And exhale, curl. Good. And then inhale, expand, and exhale, left hand, right knee down. Good, right away, other side. Again, you can always come back to earlier positions. Left foot extended, lifted, perhaps right fingertips forward. Now, if you like to add some movement, you can inhale here. Exhale, knee and elbow towards one another. Good, round, inhale, expand and reach. Exhale, curl in, warming up the center. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, squeeze into the middle. Last round, inhale. And exhale. Good, inhale, lengthen, create space. And exhale, right hand down, left knee down. Wonderful. And from here, we're going to simply come onto our bellies. I'm going to keep the blanket there and place my hip bones or hip area down to the ground. And we'll move into a Sphinx pose. Toes untucked, elbows roughly underneath your shoulders. If this is too much of a curve in your back, you can always place the elbows forward and that will decrease the degree of the back bend. Good. Let's just arrive here for a moment, making sure the feet are around hip width distance apart and that all toes are willing to click down towards the ground. And again, we're in a position where sort of moving in our back and creating a little bit more space in the front of the body, solar plexus, and a little bit of a compression in the area of the kidneys, middle to upper back. And every time you inhale, can feel a gentle isometric pull of the elbows towards the hips to lengthen the heart. And as you exhale, you can soften the space between the shoulder blades and melt the heart. Let's stay here for one more breath. Pubic bone can gently press into the ground to alleviate the bending in the lower back. And as you exhale, you can move more towards opening the heart. Good. You can stay here and breathe. It's a wonderful pose to be in here. Or you can start to activate the front of the body and the core a little bit more. So as you inhale, open the heart. And as you exhale, it's like you're rolling down chin to chest and then rounding your upper back. And perhaps it's just your belly that lifts off of the ground. Good. Inhale, slowly uncurling again, opening the heart, gazing forward. And exhale, chin towards the chest and round and lifting the belly. Perhaps you're lifting your pubic bone. Good. Inhale, open the heart. And exhale again, rounding so much that maybe you're just on your knees. Good. And then you can always revert back to softer versions. Inhale. You're going to do this 2 more times. Exhale, like you're shortening the front of the body, broadening the back of the body. Good. Last time, unfurling just slowly as you curled in. And exhale, round. Good. I'm shaking as well. Inhale, open the heart. Good. And as you exhale, just lie down flat on the belly for a moment. We're not going to stay here for too long. Shake your bum. Good. And then place your hands next to your torso. Tuck the toes under. We're going to move into our first downward facing dog. I'm going to remove the blanket. So from all fours, tucking the toes under and then lifting the hips up and back, and be nice to your first down dog. You can walk it out. Shake your head. Shake your hips. Feeling like you're saying hi to your back body. Opening up the different pathways. Good. And when you're ready, moving into stillness, but your knees can always be bent. And we want to create like maximum distance from your tailbone towards the fingertips. So like someone's pushing your butt back and up. Good. Releasing the head. Nice. Wonderful. And then slowly walk the feet to the top of the mat. You can bend your knees. Come onto fingertips. Nice. And let's stay in a forward fold, feet hip width distance apart. And you can just allow your upper body to round here. No need to be deep, or it's not about how your forward fold looks. It's about allowing the spine to drop for a moment. Good. And then let's bend the knees and roll up one vertebra at a time. Good. And once you're there, really pressing the feet into the ground, feeling the fingertips reaching down, mountain pose. Good. Love this pose. Wonderful. So let's do 3 half sun salutations to greet the sun. Place a chair just in front of me so that as a prop, you can always also use blocks if you feel like reaching down towards the floor is a little bit too much. You can, of course, practice without any props if you have that length in the back of your body. Good. So let's spread the toes. Good. Releasing the toes down, feeling the arches of feet suck up the energy from the feet into the pelvis and also into the center of your body. Good. There's the sun up there, but there's also the core of the earth, which is really, really boiling hot lava, right? It's sort of like the sun. So by activating our feet and creating a connection to that source of energy within the center of the earth, we can also uplift this area and work more towards becoming stronger in our own sun. Good. Fingertips reaching down next to your body. Good. And with an inhale, greet the sun, reaching the fingertips out and up, perhaps gazing up. Exhale with a slight bend in the knees, reaching the hands down towards the ground, towards the chair, whatever you have. Inhale, halfway lift. You can keep your knees bent, open the front of the heart, lengthen. Good. And as you exhale, folding, perhaps coming onto your elbows if you're using the chair. Good. Inhale, press into the feet, come all the way up, reaching up. And exhale this time, maybe bringing your hands in front of the heart in the prayer. 3 more times. Inhale, reach out and up. Perhaps coming a little bit into a back bend. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Create space from the pubic bone towards the chin. And exhale, becoming humble, bowing down. Good. Inhale, strong feet and a long, strong back. Reach out and up. Exhale, hands to heart. Now let's keep this going like you're an accordion, stretching the front of the body. Inhale. And exhale, folding forward, stretching the back of the body. Good. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthening the front of the body. And exhale again, bowing down, lengthening the back of the body. Good. Inhale, strong feet, press up again, lengthening the front of the body, maybe going a little bit more into a back bend. Exhale, hands to heart, last round at your own pace. Really using the movement to pull more breath into the body. Good, wonderful. Let's release the hands. I'm going to come facing you into a goddess pose. So feet are a little bit wider. And I'm going to bend the knees. And the knees want to roughly point towards the second toes so that we're not collapsed in the knees. Good. And obviously you can intensify by widening your stance and deepening your squat. Good. Let's just bounce here for a moment so that the feet will really connected to the ground. There's a sense of activation in the pelvic floor. And your core is strong. Good. Let's move the arms. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, cactusing your arms to open your heart a little bit, lifting the sternum. Inhale, reach up. Fingertips reach up. butt reaches down. And exhale, cactusing the arms, perhaps gazing up. 2 more. Inhale. You can always gauge the intensity by coming out of the squat a little bit. Last round. Good. And then inhale, reach up, straighten the legs. And exhale, release your hands down. Good. Going to come into a wide-legged forward fold. So the feet become parallel and your stance a little bit wider as well, roughly ankled underneath my wrists. If you feel the ground is always closed when you fold forward, you can go down with your hands. I'm going to place the chair back in front of me. Good. And we're going to inhale, reach the arms out and up again. And exhale. With the knees bent slightly, you can place the hands onto the chair, onto blocks, onto the ground. Good. So we're going to swim the arms from here. I'm going to press into the feet. Inhale, reach your right fingertips up towards the sky. Perhaps maybe they go more out to the side. No problem. We want this twist. And exhale, reaching your arms forward like you're crawling. Placing the hand back onto the ground or chair. Inhale, lifting the left fingertips up. Finding that twist. And then an exhale, press into the feet to lengthen your left fingertips forward. Coming back into neutral. Inhale, right fingertips spin up. Good, and exhale, long armpits, like you're trying to grab something in front of you. Hands back to the chair. Inhale, strong feet, spine long, twist. And exhale, crawl forward. Last round. Expanding the breath. Last round. Good. And once you're back down with both hands on the ground or the chair, stay there for a moment. Feel the weight equally distributed between the toes and the heels. Good. And then slowly bring your hands onto the hips. And on your next inhale, come back up. Good. I'm going to move the chair back out to the side and come back into a goddess stance. So feet, again, a little bit wider, toes turned out. Your toes might be turned out like this. Good. It also depends on the structure of your hips. Good. Hey, let's bounce again a little bit. Derive here. Find that buoyancy in the pelvic floor so that the energy can lift back up. Good. When you're ready, coming into those cactus arms again, thighs into stillness, and we're going to twist here. Inhale to the left, and exhale to the right. Inhale to the left, and exhale to the right. And this is more of a movement out of Kundalini Yoga. And we're really just stabilizing and twisting right at the center. Good. You can stay slow and really mindful of your range of motion. Or you can speed it up a little bit. Like you're just being swung around. Which can also feel really, really good. Keeping the elbows about the height of your shoulders. Hands in a 90-degree-ish angle. And you can always make the exhale a little bit more forceful like we did at the beginning of the class. Really getting into that core. If at any point you feel dizzy, it's too much, you can slow down, come out. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly coming back to center. Release the arms. Deepen the squat one more time. Good. And then come out. Slowly heel toe your feet. Coming into strong Tadasana one more time, maybe closing your eyes or maybe just gazing down. And just noticing, how do you feel right now? Is your inner sun shining? Is there a sense of lightness maybe? Maybe you feel tired or dizzy. All good. Nice. And from here, we're simply going to sit down. I'm going to sit on my folded blanket again for a short meditation or visualization. If you want to sit on a meditation cushion or also lean against the wall, you're also welcome to do that. And finding your seat. Making sure that you're not too arched here. It's a sense of leaning back into an imaginary wall or into your own back body. Good, and we did a good amount of movement, so just noticing your pulse here. Quality of your breath. Good. And as you're sitting here, sit bones grounded, crown of the head reaching up towards the sky. Starting to calm the breath. Slowing down the breath. And we've been working on the area of the solar plexus or the third chakra. And now we have the power and the heat to uplift our heart. So for a moment you can bring your awareness towards the heart, your heart center. And the heart center is in the middle of the body as opposed to the organ, the heart, which is more off to the left. Right in the middle of your sternum. Just noticing the quality that you feel in that area for a moment. Good. Let's start by bringing one thing to mind that you're grateful for. It can be a tiny thing. And I invite you to speak it out loud. Good. And then I'd like you to mention one more small thing that you're grateful of. And also, it can be a whisper, but just putting it out there, making it out loud. And you can place those words in the center of your heart. Good, and then mentioning one more thing that you're grateful of. It can be the smallest thing. Saying it out loud. Good, and then one more thing that you're grateful of. The smaller, the better. Saying it out loud. Good, and from here I invite you to keep on coming up with things that you're grateful for, one thing after another. Might be the tiniest thing. And keep on coming up with these small things that you're grateful for. Sort of feeling your heart pouring open. Keep on coming up. Might have to dig at this point. Might be really, really small. banal things, that's fine. And feeling the sense of openness in your heart radiate up towards the ceiling and the sky, and creating a canal or an opening that is moving through the thickness of the clouds above you. Keep on finding things that you're grateful for, the tiniest things, so that the stream of gratitude is then slowly opening a pathway towards the sun above you. It's always there. The clouds might be physical, aka bad weather, or the clouds might be your own, or inner clouds. But you can break through either one of them and connect to the sun that is always there, shining down, giving endlessly without receiving anything. And let's take a few more breaths into the heart center here. If you're still coming up with things that you're grateful for, amazing. If you feel you've come to an end point, that's also fine. Just basking in that feeling in the heart. It's supported by the warmth and center of your body that we've been cultivating. Good, and then you can stay here and smile in gratitude for a moment, or you can close the space with me by bringing the hands together in front of the heart. And then bowing down gently towards that heart center, a source of love and beauty. Good. And I thank you so much for joining me here today.